You've been loving yourself, and self love looks really good on you. Some of you, this has been for the last couple of months or even years of you putting yourself first and no longer accepting the bare minimum. I feel like once you raised your standards and understood what you were worthy of, you stopped accepting less than what you deserve. And I also feel like people feel like you're the main character and they're just in the background of your life. I also feel like no one's coming to steal your spotlight, and a lot of people want to steal your spotlight. A lot of people want to be where you are right now. If it meant knocking you out of the way to do so, they would. And I also feel like you're one of the greatest multitaskers of all time. One day of you missing work, one day of you being sick, one day of you not tackling these tasks, and it's chaos. Once you don't put in the energy into something, like it just completely dismantles and falls apart. And I feel like that's why people definitely appreciate you more once you take a break and come back, because they see what it's like without you carrying the load. They see what it's like when you're not there to sort things out. One day of you missing work and you come back and everything is chaotic. I also feel like you're very open now, not necessarily defensive like you used to be, but because you have high standards and you have limits, you know when to tell people no, you know exactly when to put stuff down, and you know when to not invest in certain things. I feel like you have great discernment, because you're able to gauge how much of your energy to put into things, and you're able to see whether something is dysfunctional or not. So once you leave, people realize that there's actually a lot of dysfunction without you. I also feel like you don't invest energy into things that are evil or negative or all consuming. With the lovers in reverse, like you basically know if something's not equally yoked to you, you're not investing in it. And you have this ability to create change in all the environments that you are in. So those of you that get into certain work dynamics, once you leave, that whole situation either crumbles down or changes entirely. People start having new responsibilities, and you awaken a lot of people, especially in the workspace. I feel like you know how to keep your distance. You're not just like hee hee ha haing with everyone. No, you keep a personal distance from people because you know that it helps maintain your equilibrium. You're also very awakened. An awakened person knows how to put enough time and energy into a situation without becoming drowned in it. I also feel like you have learned how to lighten your load. You may have been the type of person that would just like suffer endlessly or just put a lot of burdens on your back and take on other people's responsibilities. And once you started loving yourself, you put all of that down. Once you put that down, it like helped you create this fountain of youth. So I feel like you actually look younger now than you did 5, 10 years ago. And it's because you do not have this load on your back anymore. You now have the willpower to do the things that you were meant to do. You had to essentially grieve your old life in order to create a new one. And also, people know that you are very talented. You're a very talented individual. It doesn't have to be through society standards. You have a lot of skills and capabilities that are in your disposal. With the Page of Swords, you know how to be observant. You may be the most observant person within your circle. The Page of Swords is a person who is curious, who is information seeking. It's the type of person that knows where to look to get information. So you clock people before they even know that you have. You also know that you move forward. You don't let anything stop you. Even if it is dysfunction around you, you know how to cut through that, continue moving forward, and then chase your passion. The Ace of Wands is somebody who's very passionate, not just about life, but about everything that they're investing in, passionate about themselves. And the weird thing is, you attract a lot of people that are just like control freaks, like overpowering, um, ego driven, people that will do anything to just be in a position of power, even if that means stomping on other people. And once you recognize these individuals, you don't put any time, energy, or effort into them. And I feel like that's why they even feel even more offended by you and your presence, because how dare you love yourself and not put energy into me? You attract a lot of narcissistic people, people that have narcissistic tendencies. And the way that these individuals move is that they try to get you to not love yourself. Unfortunately, you've already learned that lesson. So you do not attach yourself to things that are devilish in any way, shape, or form. If it's not aligned with you, it is essentially misaligned, and you are very aware of that. So you essentially remove yourself from things that are misaligned with you. That's one of your talents, being able to gauge who's worth your time, energy, which situation should you cut out, and you're going to continue to be in the spotlight. Regardless of all these haters, there's nothing that they can do to get you out of the energy of like empowerment and you having self-confidence. Something about your confidence is really what drives people insane, because they want you to accept the bare minimum like they do, but you don't.